In efforts to bring up his dog, he basically insinuated that his wife had sex with the dog.
Yeah, I got that dog in me.
Welcome back, everyone, to S1E1, a show where each week we pick a different sitcom, watch just the first televised episode, and forgetting anything we might know about the future run of that show, rate it and decide if it's a show we want to greenlight or cancel. This week we're going to be talking about Buddies. Buddies had 4 episodes there, and it's one season on ABC. Today we're talking about episode 1, which is called Lights, Camera, Yuck, originally airing March 5th, 1996. So to get things started, I'm Jay Gags. With me, as always, the boys, most of them, Gordo, Ferg, and Nick Nojo this week. What's going on, guys?
Buddies.
Heyo.
Hey.
So, just to start off, 4 episodes. There was 13 made, and ABC quickly cut this one off after only airing 4.
And they cut Jim Breuer before airing any.
Yeah, so I want to get into all that in a second. So, Buddies, this was a show I picked, only just doing some homework on weird shows, finding this one. This is a show, I'm like, a home improvement spin-off show starring Dave Chappelle. How do I not know about this? How did this not last? Well,
Wait. You mentioned this in the chat. How is this a home improvement spin-off?
So here's what happened. So originally, instead of Dave and John, it was Dave and Jim. Like Ferg said, Jim Breuer and Dave Chappelle were both guests in an episode of Home Improvement. They were just like,
That's
neither
right,
of them
they
were
were. Yeah, I forgot
super
about
famous.
that.
And they were just, It was season 4. They were just in the crowd at Tool Time, and they get called down, and they're like venting about their girlfriends.
I remember
And like
the
Tim
episode.
does like a role play thing with them. And then the network loved the 2 of them. It was like, oh, we need to make a show on these 2 guys. And then they got rid of one of the guys before the show comes out.
They basically got rid of Dave Chappelle too, because after that he tried to leave, and it's very obvious they wouldn't let him because of his contract, and it's very obvious he doesn't give a shit. And at least in this pilot.
So I don't know too much about that end of it. I listened to a couple interviews that Jim Breuer did where he talks about like his perspective, because he had like already started filming and stuff. Like, I mean, the show was under wraps. And then like, for whatever reason, from what I understand, and you never know because, you know, some of it could just be hearsay. But from what I saw, it looks like the network was like, Dave Chappelle is our star, and Jim Breuer is going to overshadow it. You know what I mean? Like, so they wanted Dave more in the spotlight. So they didn't want somebody as big as Jim Breuer. You know how Jim Breuer is. He's like a scene stealer himself, and he's very out there and wacky.
I never liked him.
So he gets cut. But here's the thing. Those 2 had a natural chemistry. So
Yeah,
you took him out. Then you bring in another guy. Jim becomes John. And then they go forward with this show. Obviously, things change, you lose the chemistry. It's like the whole reason they made this show was because these 2 had great chemistry on a different show, and you made a show because of that, and then you destroy that chemistry. So it's like no wonder why there's going to be issues. And then flash forward like, you know, a year or 2, and a little movie called Half Baked comes out.
Yeah.
Starring Dave Chappelle and Jim Breuer, and it's the biggest movie to come out like that.
Not at the time it wasn't. When
remember
that movie
being
came
pretty
out,
big off the bat. Was it not like commercially a success?
I'm pretty sure it was not a successful movie when it first came out, yeah.
I don't know, that wasn't even our thing, and I remember people talking about it in school.
It did not launch as a massive hit in theaters. It gained significant following through VHS and DVD.
I was going to say, wasn't that more of a cult thing?
Yeah.
It's like a Grandma's Boy. Grandma's Boy only made so much
Yeah.
money in the theaters and then becomes
Because
what it becomes afterwards. To go for a small number here, IMDb 5.9 on this one. Again, 13 episodes filmed, 4 make it out. If you want to watch this now, you could find episodes on YouTube. You're not going to find it on any streamers or anything like that.
Oh, Jay, question for you. Where's Joe this week?
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say this at the top of the episode. That's my mistake. I know this isn't going to sound believable. So they're doing work at Joe's house, and they were like doing like a clear coat. He has like wood floors on his second floor. He's going to be embarrassed if I tell. Don't let him know I told you this. Joe is going number 2, right? While the door was shut, the guys who were working on the floors didn't know, and they did the hallways. Joe finishes. He can't step on the floor now. He's stuck in his bathroom. So even though he's home,
pretty wild,
theoretically, and he's only a few feet away from his room, he can't get to his computer right now. So they told him it's going to be a few hours. He's stuck there. He's been texting us. He's hungry. They can't get him food. Like, he's trapped right now. So he apologizes. It was a complete fluke, but he'll be back next week. But it is what it is. We couldn't wait. By the time he was going to be able to leave the room, it just would have been too late for all of us.
It's so Joe. It's very Joe.
It is.
So
I can see it in my head. It's down on the top.
So I think this is going to be an obvious answer, but did any of you guys know this show existed?
No.
Not even a little
I only knew about it from when we covered Home Improvement. We talked about this, doing this show. That's how long ago, how long we've known about this show.
I don't remember that at all.
I hadn't seen it.
Well, Home Improvement was like one of our very first episodes.
Because it was like number 3, wasn't it?
It's in the top 10, I think. Yeah, it might be.
in the
bit.
top
I think it was
5.
2.
No, that
2
was
is
dinosaurs.
Go back and listen to all those. They're older and we're...
The first month, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So if you want to go back, you can listen to those. This doesn't feel like a Home Improvement type of show at all.
No.
There's a little bit of the camera work. That's the only thing that gave me a vibe at any point. And that's tough to say with a multi-cam type of show because obviously, they all kind of look similar.
Yeah.
But
No, this didn't have like the production quality. I feel like Home Improvement was like neater in a way, and it was like more crisp. I don't know. Maybe that's me.
well, you're getting it at a different time, right? And it's a little later. But I would say the budget was not phenomenal on this show either. But I guess it was what it was. The show feels very thrown together, in my opinion. We'll talk about it as we go along. But Home Improvement, I think, is a show, and listen, we can't compare it the whole way across because the show is apples and oranges. Home Improvement had a very distinct feel to it. Very, like, even though it was a multi-cam family sitcom, very unique for so many different things. Between the show within the show, the family dynamic was different, and the way the husband and wife interacted, the transitions. There were so many things that were like innovative about it. Where this show here is very, very generic. And
Oh yeah, that's not the word I'd use. But not to harp on Home Improvement for too long on this episode because it's not Home Improvement. Was Home Improvement like the first really successful comedian outside of Seinfeld? Like the successful comedian sitcom? I'm trying to think of other ones that were
no, I
done
mean,
by-
Roseanne. I mean, there's plenty.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't Sam Kinison have a show? Didn't Andrew Dice Clay have a show?
I mean,
no,
that
we're
was the
successful
thing. I mean,
ones though.
well, Home Improvement becomes like one of the all-time most successful
Yeah.
shows. That's on all those types of lists. But I mean, when you really go back up until, even now, kind of just sitcoms have died down. But historically speaking, you got someone who was a popular comedian, you threw them a show. That was like the natural progression. It was almost like you did stand up in hopes that someone would discover you and give you a TV show. That was like the method back then. So there's plenty of other examples as far as like before him. I'd have to really think about timelines and stuff.
Yeah.
But there were plenty.
Everybody loves Raymond. He was a successful stand-up.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So we might as well just jump into the show. First scene, we see John and Lorraine. Now, here's another thing too. If you had watched the Home Improvement episode, and I went back and I did go back and I watched it before I even watched the episode to kind of give myself the context, even though it's a different person. And boy, even like it feels so different. The girlfriends' names are the names given in that episode too, which is kind of fun that they stuck to all that. So
Just
Lorraine
not the
is
main
mentioned.
character.
So in the Home Improvement episode, Jim proposes to Lorraine on Tool Time. Here we flash forward. Jim, now John, they're already married.
Man, she moved on and married a different dude.
Yeah, she left Jim for John.
Yeah.
So did Dave Chappelle.
So here the two are married. We start the episode and they're waking up in bed together.
Yeah,
It's
they also
weird 'cause-
sleep like psychopaths because
Well,
they sleep at the wrong
Yeah,
end of
what
the
the
bed.
hell was that? The only thing I can
Yeah.
think of is like they were up late getting dirty. You know what I mean?
So-
They just kind of ended up that way. But yeah, it
I'm-
did stand out to me.
Listen,
So-
that lady put back on pajamas. She didn't get her world rocked. Long pajamas.
All right. Well, so-
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me a lady
Well, I
that
mean,
you
it's cold.
rocked.
If it's cold, you put the long pajamas on.
They
Not
weren't even long
after.
pajamas. She had a shirt on and very short shorts.
Yeah,
I was
so-
looking.
Oh well. The only as far as the bed goes, my only justification, and I don't know better, but it's one of the what are they called, the beds that fold into the wall?
Murphy beds.
The Murphy beds.
Yeah.
So that's what that was. So I don't know if maybe you're supposed to do that. Like I don't know. But yeah, they were. It was awkward, right? Like right from the jump, you're looking at something that's kind of weird to look at. So you're seeing
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
on a bed opposite way. The whole aesthetic is just kind of throwing you off.
Maybe they got so freaky that they ended up in the wrong end of the bed.
Well, you just told me that they were terrible.
That first off, I think that was already alluded to. but sure. So
Wrong end of the bed, maybe wrong holes. You know what I'm saying?
Those beds must suck, though. Like, to have that your permanent bed. Like, I know
Yeah.
anyone that slept on a couch bed knows what those do to your back.
Oh yeah.
It's got to be
Feel
similar.
that bar.
Yep.
So they're waking up. John goes to kiss her, and she's like, no, I have really bad morning breath. He's like, that's okay. I have bad morning breath too. Like, they'll cancel each other out. And they kiss, and he goes, let's not do that again. And then it's like a joke. So she's wrestling around with him. And while this is happening, Dave, played by Dave Chappelle, walks into the room through like the fire escape window. And he goes, morning, naked white neighbors. Like, Dave, and like she's like covering herself, but as you already
But she's
explained,
fully clothed. What
she's
is
not
she
even
covering?
remotely naked. In fact, she's more covered than the average person when they're asleep.
Yeah.
So,
Dumbass.
so it was almost like they had the script and they didn't pivot when they had the actual, like no one on set went, hey, this doesn't really make sense. She's like super covered.
That's all right. We're only going to air 4 episodes of this. Don't worry about it.
Oh, hold on. The buttons.
Go on.
The buttons on those shirts. Sometimes you can sneak a titty.
It wasn't a
Thank you.
button down.
So yeah,
It was like a V-neck shirt.
No, it wasn't. I thought it was like one of those like long,
I think it's the
like,
same blouse she was wearing later on in the episode. It was super.
Sneak a titty.
She was very covered, regardless. There was an interview I listened to where Jim Breuer was talking about the show and blah blah blah, and he was kind of like, "There's a black guy and a white guy, and they're buddies," and they touch on this stuff, and it's like so corny, but they do use that stuff in the show a little bit. It just felt like to have the first line this guy say, just be like, "Hey, you're white," like just have them be friends that happen to be one's black and one's white. Like we can see that.
You know what it kind of reminds me of is a later skit on the Chappelle show when he goes into the white family's house and they're called the word I'm not gonna say.
The wife swap one?
Oh, I was thinking of the milkman one.
Yes, I'm thinking of the milkman
The
one
milkman.
too. That's what this reminded me of.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to repeat it.
Yeah, I'm not either.
So anyway, Dave's like, "Hey, don't mind me, guys. I'm just here to get a cup of coffee. Pretend I'm not even here." And he like heads into another room. Lorraine's like, "John, I know you guys have been friends forever, but we're married now. It'd be nice if we had a little privacy." And he's like, "That's okay. I tell him everything we do anyways." And then as soon as, he says that, we get a knocking at the door. It's Lorraine's mom. Lorraine's mom is like a huge part of the show in that, like, this was another, I don't want to just shit on every little thing the show does because I feel
No.
sometimes-
This is okay. We have done how many episodes? This lady might be the most annoying television character I have ever seen. I hate this character. I
me,
hate her.
it threw the balance off because there's points where they cut between the two guys and their two girlfriends a lot. And then having the mom involved and then like their scenes, she was so big that I almost felt like the balance shifted. And like the episode felt slightly more about the girls than it did the guys at points where the show was supposed to be about these two buddies who hang out. And then like the show wasn't really written for them enough.
It was almost like, hey, everyone, Golden Girls is really popular. Let's bring in our own weird old whore. Like,
It's funny, yeah, to not have Joe here and to have this like bootleg Blanche in this episode
Right,
is like
yeah.
such a disservice.
Imagine if Joe could access the drive.
Yeah. Dave opens the door up for her. She runs in. And she's like, oh, isn't this cozy? You guys lounging in bed while the help makes coffee because you have Dave standing there holding a coffee.
Jeez.
He does the Miss Daisy thing. And like he like exits like shortly after that.
He also
leaving just,
he exits with the entire coffee pot and
Yeah.
their milk.
Creamer.
He doesn't-
Yeah.
She comes in and she's the mom and she's talking to her daughter now about how she just met a new man. She's like, well, how'd you meet him? It's like, oh, we got into a little fender bender. Don't worry, I'm fine. It's like, mother, another car accident? They're going to take away your license. Oh, sugar, they did that 10 years ago. I do feel like, I mean, you hear stories now, right? Where like, you ever see like so-and-so got pulled over for his 16th DUI stuff. And you're like, how do people get away with, I guess I don't want to blame the 90s for everything, but I feel like, I don't know, records weren't kept as well.
I think that's when records were just starting to be kept. No, it boggles my mind that you can have like more than two and keep
Now
your
they
license.
can like scan your plates and stuff as you're driving, and like before they even
Yeah.
pull you over, they know what like your whole history.
Yeah, I know in like Germany, I think it's like you get 2 shots and then like it's done for good.
Listen, I've had my road problems over the years, and I've been like, when I was younger, I got pulled over for like my registration expired and stuff, and I realized recently my registration had expired, and I didn't know, just an accident, and I was so paranoid until I got my new sticker in.
They didn't just send you the new thing. That's how I find out.
I'm
they
not
sent me
great
the
sometimes with that stuff. You know what happened was I had my lease, and my lease is like, so I had my last lease, and I got new plates with it. So I got a new car, I didn't have to update it for 2 years because the plates last for 2 years. I get this car, I'm not thinking about how the plates rolled over from my last lease to my new lease. So I'm thinking I have 2 years. No, I had less than a year. I realized like a couple months later that I've been driving around, my registration expired.
I want to get those new license plates, those new 1776 ones from Massachusetts.
They're nice, though. The more I see them, the more I like them.
Yeah.
For those of you who live in Massachusetts, we got a new plate. It's nothing exciting. Some states have super exciting license plates. We do not have that.
No, we got some good ones. We have the trout. That one.
Yeah, we got the white and red and the
We
white
got the
and
trout
green.
one.
We get the lighthouse. I like the lighthouse one. We have a shark.
Do they still make the whale one? Remember that was
Yes.
like huge for a while.
It's a whale, Jay.
People went crazy for that one.
I haven't not seen any of these.
Oh, I looked into when I got my car about getting a vanity plate, and I just don't know how much of a pain in the ass it is to turn them over.
Jay knows. Ask Jay.
To get vanity plates, not that much. I'll tell you this. So listen, other states are better with vanity plates. Massachusetts is a lot more restrictive. Here it can only be 6 characters. It has to start with a letter. You can't put a number in between the letters. Once it switches to numbers, it has to be numbers for the rest of it. Nothing vulgar. You have to pay for it every year instead of every other year, and the cost is way more expensive. So
Yeah, unlike Maine, that lets you have like toe sucker in like
New Hampshire too. That's why
Cuckmobile.
like New Hampshire, you see like so many vanity plates because it's considerably cheaper.
Toe sucker.
So I couldn't be like 8008135.
And that's 7. So you'd have to just do booby.
Yeah.
Booby.
Look, Gordo always spells things wrong. Like when he makes like gamer tags for like games, so he would definitely spell. Oh man, what would his misspelled license plate be?
Borb.
Borby.
Borby.
Well, anyways, she's talking about, she's going on about the car accident thing. She gets to talk to the person that she got in the accident with. Next thing she knows, he asked her out for dinner. It's at the Grovewood Country Club. She's excited about this, and she's got like planned for the date, and that becomes like a runner later. She needs like a dress and all this stuff.
Well, the daughter's more excited than she is because no one in their gene pool has ever gone to a country club.
It's high end for them, yeah. She's like, they're a little white trash, and this is like above their level.
I've never been in a country. Oh, no. I've been to weddings at country clubs. I've never been invited to a country club on my own, like while there's not like a special event.
Oh, no, yeah. I don't even know anyone off the top of my head that's a member of a country club.
Or wouldn't that also be considered like a golf course too? Aren't they usually like one and the same?
sort of. Some of them are like based around the fact that they are golf.
Yeah, I don't know what constitutes as a country club. Like, what do you do?
Well,
Go in and hoe down?
Like,
No, it's not country like yeehaw
country clubs are like you can, in theory, you can have a golf club without like a restaurant. Like, it's not super common, I guess, but like a country club is gonna have a restaurant.
A bar.
Like, they're gonna have other things too besides golf. Like, they'll probably
there's a lot
Line
of
dancing.
amenities.
I think country clubs are
Maybe.
capable of hosting PGA Tour events, and normal golf courses aren't.
And there you
One of
go.
them.
There's a point where, as she's talking to her daughter, John like walks out from the bathroom when he was getting ready, and he's like brushing his teeth while he was talking to them. And that was one of those things that like flagged me, because I feel like that's something you always see in television and movie, but I've never left the sink while brushing my teeth to do anything. Like, I don't understand.
Depends how late I'm running.
Or just running
I've
out
done
of
it.
the
Yeah,
house.
I've done
But
it.
I can't, like, what can you do while you're brushing your teeth?
You only
Like,
need
I'll like
one hand.
forget like my watch or something. Like, I'll like brush my teeth. I'll walk to where my watch is, throw my watch on, walk back, and like I'm just doing things in the
How are
morning
you-
that I need to get done.
Time. How are you
Yeah,
putting
watch
on a
is still
watch
time.
while you're brushing your teeth?
I stop brushing my teeth. I put my watch back on.
But that would be my argument. In fairness, because I typically I like to go.
Yeah,
against
I'm
whatever
not
Gordo says.
continuing the process,
But I
so it
feel-
doesn't make
I
any
feel
sense.
like,
I'm
yes.
just saying. You asked if I have ever walked away
Sure.
from the sink, and I have. Okay, I'm just explaining to you things that have happened.
Whatever you're gonna do that would make you leave the sink is not actually saving time, because you're stopping the teeth brushing
Sure,
process
yeah.
while you do it.
Unless you have one of those like electric toothbrushes. You let
But
it.
still, the electric toothbrush doesn't void the fact that you need your arm to put it into your mouth still.
Yeah, but God gave you two hands for a reason. It's to brush teeth and do things.
Yeah.
Like put on watches.
Like put on watches. That's right.
Exactly. I will say though, every time so the upstairs bathroom that I use to brush my teeth, my girlfriend's vanity is like right outside the bathroom. So often like she'll be like doing her makeup or something while I'm brushing my teeth, and she always wants to have a conversation like while I'm brushing my teeth. And I just have to turn around and be like, you can see and hear exactly what I'm doing. Why would you decide now is the time to have a conversation?
So your poor girlfriend is out there while you're taking your morning deuce. Is
No,
what
I
you're
use the other
saying.
bathrooms for that. I give her the courtesy of using a different bathroom on a different floor.
She'd be like, "Oh, that perfume smells lovely."
The sound of it.
So, anyways, the reason he left the bathroom was because she was saying how she thinks he might be the one, and he's saying, "Well, one for the rest of your life or for the rest of the weekend?" And she's like, "Oh, now Johnny, that's a stamina question. I just can't answer that yet." I'm like, that's not even that funny of a joke.
She sucks. She
Yeah.
sucks so fucking
She's
hard.
the worst.
Yeah, she
that's
does.
You know what? And that's like the joke that takes you into the intro, which is supposed to be a good
Yeah.
joke.
It's an awful intro too. It's a terrible, terrible intro.
So here's my issue with the intro. The intro is just like weird clinking percussion instruments playing over what appears to be footage of the cast taking promotional photos for the show.
it's like whatever like software or hardware at that time that they used to like make intros. This was like the one that was like preloaded. Like, this is what you can do,
This is
and then
the
it didn't
template.
change anything.
It's
Yeah.
also the stupidest thing ever, because they're a video company. It could have been them filming a commercial and doing
There
it
was-
that
yes.
way. Like
Oh
There
yeah.
was options.
it's
And that's
their
like
whole
the
thing.
where's the home improvement influence that has like one of the more innovative for the time intros. Like, I remember being a kid watching the home improvement intro and being like, this is fucking crazy. Like all those
Yeah.
transitions and stuff. This is the most bland shit. And again, you could tell it's the very poses they're in. Like, these are the promotional photos for the show.
There was not a lot of effort put into this show.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if like the Jim Breuer swap was so late that they had to like in a pinch do something else because they already had something else ready.
They had to go back to the default template.
But yeah,
Probably.
the intro sucked, the song sucked. And then the next scene, we have John and Dave and they're at work. So as mentioned, so they run like a television, not a television, but like a video production company. So they do like videography and they're like guns for hire and they do all different types of video work. So they're walking a TV into the room and you have Dave and Johnny are like arguing and Dave saying, "I'm not doing it. What's the big deal out of taping the birth of someone's baby?" Because we didn't get into the business of film things squirting out of people. And the whole argument is he took a gig where a couple hired them to film the birth of their baby, which
No,
I do
that is the weirdest thing you could do.
So here's the thing.
Listen,
Film your own goddamn baby.
It's weird.
Getting born.
It's weird because we know how invasive we come to find out how invasive that video is going to be and what they want out of it. I think the thought of having someone there to record the moment isn't crazy.
No, it is.
Until you find out some of the shots that are like they want the miracle of birth video to happen in this video, which is what makes it weird.
First of all, if you absolutely can't do it yourself, which you could have, this very loose excuses as to why they couldn't. Right. If you absolutely can't do it yourself, you ask a family member, a sister, an aunt, or something like that. You don't go and hire strangers
to look at
to
your wife's
fucking-
Gucci.
The hospital wouldn't allow it. Like, I can guarantee the hospitals wouldn't allow it. They only let
hold
the
on.
That
spouse
too.
in the
I
room.
might argue that this has never actually been done in real life.
I've mentioned the miracle of birth video. We all watched that in middle school. They had at least a camera. I mean, the camera didn't even move. I feel like
Yeah, but that was an educational video.
Do you think that, for those of you who don't know or haven't, I don't know what your school curriculums were like, but when we were in, what was it, like 7th grade, something like that, 6th or 7th, we had to watch the miracle of birth video, which was legit just a close-up of a woman's vagina and a baby coming out of it. And it was just like a still shot that whole time. Was that created to be educational or to scare children from having sex?
I
Yes,
think both
probab-
can be true, but I'd say probably the latter.
Yeah, probably education.
Because I remember being like, oh my God, because it was like, I mean, it was a lot. And I also feel like that, if I remember correctly, like you don't even see a doctor's hands until the baby is literally falling out. Like they just like left her to
You know
go.
what I wonder? Like, I wonder what that baby's doing now. I mean, it's older than us.
That is a good, I never thought of that.
That baby might be, you know.
You think it got an IMDb credit?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, technically at the time of filming, it didn't have a name.
That's true.
Baby
That's
doe.
yeah, I never thought about that. It's like, you know how like the baby from the Nevermind thing like tried suing Nirvana like recently.
Yeah.
He's tried a few times, which is obviously like a cash grab because the kids also like profited off of that over the years too. And then he decides like,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
what you can't.
now
you
in
can't-
his
Well,
30s,
how are you
he's
going to
upset
sue
about
them?
it.
Sue your parents, if anything. And that wouldn't even work.
So basically, this couple's hiring them to do their version of that video, which is supposed to be a sweet moment. But, you know, these two are not on the same page. Dave does not want to do this at all. John's telling him it's because he gets squeamish. And he's saying, yeah, I don't do well with blood and pain.
Well, boy, howdy, do we have a gig for you. Also, too, not for nothing, I'd take the gig. That's a lot of money.
It would depend on how much. They never really talk specifics on the money. It would depend on how much. If I'm
You
being
definitely
honest.
charge more.
Listen, obviously, there's a lot of things to factor in. We don't know how successful the company is. We don't know how much money they were offered.
We know
don't
that we do know that the company is not very successful because their rent check bounces. So
John's telling them how it's like, you know, it's a natural thing. It's a miracle. And Dave's like, no, Velcro is a miracle. Is Velcro that amazing to him of all the things he could think of?
You know,
I mean,
what?
it is
I
a
agree.
pretty wild invention.
Yeah, I mean, this is before all the wild tech shit.
I guess to scale. Yeah.
Imagine having the internet in your pocket.
I still think Velcro's better.
So they're having this debate as they're going through it. The actual couple that hired them walks in. This guy, he must be like, he's one of those guys that just like looks so much older than he is. Where like, he's probably in his like early to mid 20s, but looks like he's 45.
It's because he's balding and he has, like, grandpa glasses. But yeah, he's probably, like, 31.
Yeah. I don't even think he's that old. I'm thinking he's younger at this point. They're coming by to go over stuff. They drop off like a beeper. So, you know, in case of anything, like they have that ready to go and they can run over.
That's
If I'm
wild.
If you have to be on call, they better be paying well.
That's what I'm saying. Could
That's
come
what I'm
at
saying.
2
This
in the
has
morning.
to be paying well. Yeah.
It is funny too, like we talk about, obviously like doctors still use beepers and stuff, but in this case, you look back into the 90s and like, it's like little reminders like that about how it wasn't as easy to get someone's attention anywhere at any time like it is now.
Yeah. I get like anxiety thinking about how we lived back in the day. Like I get anxiety for my parents, right? There was no way to contact me. I was just out in the world. Anything could be happening to me. There was no way to get in touch with me. And that's crazy to me now, but it was totally normal then. So
I think about like little things like, you ever just go to a supermarket with someone else and inherently you like veer off?
You lose them, yeah.
And you have to text like, hey, where are you? Like imagine you're just going to wander around and hope you bump into them again.
Or you just do that thing where you speed walk the end of the store and look down every aisle.
You have Dave like, do we really have to do this? It's like, oh, please don't say no. It's so important to us. The husband's like, I would do the taping, but I'm her birthing partner and I want to be with her every step of the way. And he's like, what if we just record you guys coming out of the hospital with the baby? They're like, oh, what about a nice little shot of the baby coming out of the delivery room? Oh, no, you want us to get the baby coming out of... And it's like, yeah, it's like, you're not a shy girl, are you, Gina?
I mean, that's fair. I mean,
I feel like I think there is I guess like in these moments, right? It's when they're thinking of it in all this moment, like, not to sound funny, but like in this moment, them seeing her vagina is not a sexual thing. So she's not thinking of it in a sexual way. So it's like, it's not the same as if it was for any other reason, right? So there's no shyness because it's
I know
context.
when my wife birthed Martha, we didn't allow cameras in the room.
That's such a weird thing to say about your wife.
Yeah.
It's the closest I got to experience, guys.
You were trying to force that's my baby joke for your dog, but that just made you sound weird.
No, it made his wife sound weird.
In efforts to bring up his dog, he basically insinuated that his wife had sex with the dog.
Yeah, I got that dog in me.
So,
if I ever find him.
So, anyways,
as the only person who has experienced the miracle of life here, I can say I would not want a camera there to see all that disgusting stuff that comes out of them. It almost ruins vaginas.
Almost.
All right, so like, we don't need like details here. You're in the room for the process. Do you stand there to see the baby come out, or do you stand like with her?
You start at the side like he was in the episode.
Yeah.
That was correct. And then when it's time to push, they come up, hold the leg. You hold the leg, and you get a full shot.
Yeah, I feel like I don't need that. It's like, I'll see him in a second. It's okay. So they're like, okay, great. Anyways, doctor said we'll probably be going into labor sometime during the next 72 hours. So they give them the check and they say, just listen out for the beeper, and then they take off. And I'm thinking, like, at this point, so far the couple who makes a brief cameo has more chemistry than the two guys who the show's about.
Yeah.
Like, as a couple, because we didn't talk about much about it, but like the way they interacted, like they felt more seasoned, like they worked together more than these two did.
Yeah, because in reality, they've been on the show since day one, and this other guy was just added.
Yeah, he just showed up. And yeah, the other guy is Chris Gartin, and like, it's not like his fault, but It's just, again, you built the show on the chemistry of two people and you took one away. It's like,
they could have done better than this guy. I don't know how much time they had per se, but
he felt, and I don't want to sound like being insulting, but he was very like cookie cutter, like a very generic role. But it's like, that's what they wanted, right?
Yeah.
That's why they got rid of Jim Breuer. They wanted someone who was a little more like basic.
Yeah, NPC, as the kids say.
But hey, he's great in Tremors too, when he replaced Kevin
he
Bacon.
is in Tremors, yeah.
But could he have ever been Goat Boy?
I don't think he could pull off Goat Boy. Too many celebrities to get him starstruck. You want to hear me fart?
Yes.
So the couple leaves. Now Dave and John are talking. John's all excited to get the check. And Dave's like, give me one reason I shouldn't pop you in the nose. Like, because the sight of blood makes you want to swoon. John's talking about like what kind of lens he wants to use and all this stuff. And he's picturing it in his head, the production of it, like the effects he's going to use. And Dave's saying how he's going to run down to the bank and deposit the check. He's like, why? What's the rush? It's like, we didn't have enough funds to cover the rent check I gave my father this morning. John's like, he's not going to run straight to the bank and try to cash it after you give it to him. And then the second that happens, in walks his father, Dave's father, which is Richard Roundtree. Shaft. When I was a kid, I remember not knowing anything about Shaft other than the fact that Will Smith used to bring him up all the time in Fresh Prince.
I'm not going to lie. I still don't know a ton about Shaft.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you a damn thing.
You never saw like then they made like the remake, not a remake, but they made the newer Shaft movie with Samuel L. Like
I remember
later.
seeing about that. I never saw it.
Yeah, I never
myself,
saw it.
No.
But in my head as a kid, I thought Shaft was just a black superhero.
Was that the...
That's like the way, because that was like Will Smith was like obsessed with him. Like that was like what I just assumed Shaft was.
Was that the He's a Bad Man pajama?
No.
No
that's a
one
different
understands
song.
him but his woman.
Yeah.
Shaft.
He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. Like, that's the Shaft.
Okay.
The Bad Mama Jam is just a song. Like, it's just boom, 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 boom. But, he's like, your check bounced. He's like, I know, Dad, but you got a big job. He's like, what is it? I wish I could tell you, but it's a pretty big contract. I'm not at liberty to say. What's the job? He's like, we're taping a birth. He's like, what's wrong with you? You have no business in the delivery room. Actually, nowadays, a lot of men want to be part of the whole birthing experience. He goes, nowadays, a lot of men want to be flight attendants.
Things that wouldn't age.
Yeah.
90s.
I mean, to be fair, being a flight attendant would be a pretty sweet job.
I know, I mean, I work at an airline. I know a lot of flight attendants, male flight attendants, that guys I worked with doing my old job who like went on to do that. Yeah.
Would you say, I would say that the male to female ratio is gotta be close to 50-50.
Yeah.
I feel like every time I've ever flown, it's like, I'd say, all right, maybe like 60-40 women in favor of women, but there's a lot of dudes.
Yeah.
I would say, from my experience, there's still more women, but it is definitely getting closer.
We did it, boys. Equality.
Yeah.
We fought for our rights.
I'm just glad finally we were able to break into an industry and got a fair shot, because we have been held down for so long.
Exactly.
And listen, I know you've been trying, but one day, Gordo, Hooters is going to accept your application.
I would look really good in the outfit. Just saying.
I mean, you could buy the outfit.
Do you think
It's
I
just
should?
a tank top.
If we did more videos, do you think I should go and apply to a Hooters and then walk
Yes,
in
right
wearing...
now.
Do it anyways.
Yeah.
You don't have to record it. Just see what happens.
It's not funny if no one sees it. It's just
For
weird.
who?
The guy's just going to be like, who's this
Gordo,
punk?
you have never once cared if something
But I
is
need to
funny
make
or
money. I'm an old man. I need to make money.
Then apply there as a chicken wing cook.
Apply there as a chicken wing.
How dare you don't hire me? I was a chef.
I was a chef for 60 years.
So
20. Thank you. My knees can't take it anymore.
You should get a job there and get the recipe for delicious Daytona wings, and then cook them for me.
Probably comes in a package, if I'm going to be
Probably.
honest.
From Daytona?
Dave's saying to his dad, you know, Dad, you might feel a little differently about this. You've been in there when I was born, and you could have saw my cute little glowing face pop out. And he goes, only if you had the rent check in your mouth. And then we cut to Lorraine, who's in her apartment with her mom. She's like, I still don't understand why I can't just wear this again. Like, she's getting ready for a date. She's like, remember I wore it to your wedding. Ma, that thing's blind. It was like a shiny, like, silver dress. And she says, half my wedding photos look like there's a comet going through them.
See, that's
Phyllis,
a funny
who's Dave's
joke.
girlfriend, is on her way over with some dresses for her to try out because she works at a department store. She's a buyer at a major department store, so she probably gets a lot of samples and stuff to like bring in.
They gave her a Rachel from Friends job.
So I read somewhere that this show was actually trying to capitalize on Friends, like popularity.
But when did Friends come out? This might have predated Friends.
94.
Oh, was Friends 94?
Yeah, they were 94 to 04.
Oh, okay. All right. So never mind.
Because Friends was very popular, so they had this group of friends slash.
A lot. I mean, to be
couple.
fair, a lot of shows tried to exist in the wake of Friends because
Yeah.
of how popular it ended up being. So, I mean, to see people trying to ride that isn't uncommon.
So what I think's funny here is I'm glad there's a second part to this, but when it's being explained that Phyllis is the buyer at the store and she's going to bring over all these clothes, the mom's like, this Phyllis gal's black, and those black gals, they love purple. If I wear purple, I look like an eggplant in high heels. And like when she said that, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, this is like, it's such poor taste and awful writing.
Sure.
That like it just comes off as racist without the benefit of being funny.
You have an old Southern woman.
Sure, but be fun. It's a sitcom. Be funny
now,
too.
I'll
If
say
you
this.
absolutely have to do this.
This particular joke, they do round it out in a way that it ends up working, but there's a good amount of time between it, right?
Also,
we'll get into it.
Is that a stereotype that's common?
I think it might be, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay.
After she says that, there's a knocking at the door. Lorraine gets to get the door. It's Phyllis, and she has like the dress bag and all this stuff. Reintroduces Phyllis to her mom, and she's like, oh, well, we know who likes her men skinny, like referencing Dave. This is a Dave Chappelle from, again, mid-90s. Not current day Dave Chappelle, who's much more beefy.
Yeah.
This is thin even for him. Like, he's even thinner than
like,
he was
he's
in
like
Half
sick
Baked.
thin.
He's very skinny in this show.
He's like that wrestler Cheeseburger.
Yeah. She's like, I guess I'm not the only one who has a taste for string beans.
You stupid bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So-
I hate her
really
so
is
much.
Unredeemable. She's
Yeah.
awful.
Every word. It's not even the words. It's the dumb fucking country drawl she has too drives me insane.
It's very generic. Like her character is very, very, but again, it's like, they just were like, they're like, act like Blanche, but like without
pretty
any
much,
clever
yeah.
writing, So Lorraine's thanking Phyllis for bringing the clothes and doing it. She's like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, we lend out clothes all the time for photo shoots and stuff like that. And the mom's like, hey, is this like in the stores? If you're trying on clothes, do you have to wear undies? And then she goes, I anticipated this, and like pulls out a pair of underwear for her. She's like, oh, thanks. Like, honey, I'll get these back to you. No, they're a gift. And then as it happens, she's like, oh, I have an outfit I really think you'll like. And then she pulls out a purple dress.
Yeah.
And Lorraine's
which you
mom,
can see coming from a mile away.
Yeah, and Lorraine's mom gives this look to Lorraine like,
I told you.
and Lorraine's trying to like prevent her from saying anything and going like, hey, mother, hey, this one will look great on you. As she's going to like go try it on in another room, she goes, oh, remind me to give you my recipe for eggplants. Now, the thing about this too is like, so she
Gross.
says, because earlier she says that like, I don't like to wear purple. It makes me look like an eggplant. But also, I'll say this as an Italian, people of my heritage historically called black people the Italian word for eggplant.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the writers remember this or knew this as this is going on, but in my head, as soon as you say black people eggplant, I'm like, you can't do this. You can't do this.
It did the same thing to me.
90s!
No, I feel like there is a chance. There is a slight chance that maybe, I don't know if like, I know like culturally for me, I've heard it being an Italian kid. Maybe not everybody knows that. I don't know.
Yeah, but you're not. Yeah, I mean, you're not hearing eggplant. You're hearing.
She's just saying, I don't like to wear purple. I feel like I look like an eggplant. So maybe innocently they weren't thinking that way. But when I hear it, I go, not great. But she leaves the room. The two girls are talking, and Lorraine's saying, Phyllis, you're my hero. I just couldn't let my mom go to the country club looking like my mom. She's like, oh, I'm glad to help. And she's like,
Wow, they both have really old lady names. Lorraine and Phyllis.
They went with the names that they were called in Home Improvement. They just didn't change them.
Well, then they had old lady names in Home Improvement.
But I guess, Lorraine not as much at the time. Phyllis, I mean,
Phyllis
can't
is an
remember
old
well
lady
enough.
name.
But we are talking like almost, this is 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, no,
yeah.
I'm sorry, 30 years ago.
30.
I was like, hey, hold on there.
Hey yo.
30 years ago. But like, and again, I think when they named these two unseen characters on an episode of Home Improvement, there was never an idea that this would turn into a show. So,
Yeah.
But what I like is the next thing that Phyllis says is, I wasn't really sure about that purple one, but you know how women your mom's age love purple. So I love that.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
There was like the dichotomy of the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like there was the flip in that like eased what her mom said earlier, but it was so spaced out that like you still felt awkward when the mom said something and you feel uncomfortable about it until 3 minutes later when you get the second half of the joke. Because also I know a lot of old women who like purple. So I feel like, okay, that's fair also.
Yeah,
I
I
love
feel like that's a
purple.
fair stereotype.
Yeah.
The Joker did a lot for purple. People love purple now.
Oh, so interesting about that, actually. I was watching a YouTube reel about superheroes and villains and their colors, and I guess every superhero is a primary color, and every villain is a secondary color, and purple is one of those colors. That's why you get, like, the Joker, that's why you get Thanos, and all these other people to show sort of at a glimpse visually, good guy, bad guy. Because most superheroes even look behind you, red, blue, yellow. You know, I'm looking right behind
Captain
Jay.
America.
Yep.
Interesting.
You know, so like I said, it was from a cartoonist.
What about the Black Panther?
Ooh.
Well, I don't know.
No, Gordo, I don't think he likes the color purple. You racist.
He's a primary color. He wouldn't like purple because that's the enemy. In my example.
What about the Green Lantern?
Green is a primary color.
No, it's not. Green is blue and yellow.
No,
Yeah.
green is not a primary color.
Being fucking dunked on by everybody. Is the dog going to tell me that too?
I didn't argue. I thought it was.
Thank you, Ferg. No, but yeah, I'll try and find the video and I'll send it to you guys. But yeah, it was very interesting that, like, early comic book artists, that's what they did. Before people had the idea to be zany and wacky and be green.
Red, yellow, blue. Green is yellow and blue combined. What? Did you graduate first grade?
Twice. It took me 2 times, but yes.
Everybody calls Gordo stupid.
Can't believe my wife just asked me if I passed the first grade.
I think that's a fair question.
I think so, too,
Hey,
yeah.
you know what? You know what's even
I'm actually
fairer?
surprised that this was the first time she's asked.
Listen, to be fair, she's the one that married me.
That is true.
What does that say about her?
Forever.
Yeah, we just made an uninformed decision when we were children.
Yeah. I was just finger painting. I wasn't learning color
That's how
theory.
you guys met?
Yeah, Gordo and his wife met finger painting.
Yes.
So the 2 guys walk into the apartment right around now, and you start with John going, "Your reason for living is here." And Lorraine goes, "Oh, good, you brought chocolate." "No, just me." "Oh, well, you're my second reason for living." I'm like,
Yuck.
what is this?
Again, you can ask my wife. She'd probably say the same thing.
But it was so corny, but
It is,
And then
yeah.
Dave walks over to Phyllis. They're having a more normal conversation. He says, "Oh, what's going on?" She's like, "Oh, I'm helping them find a dress for the date." He goes, "How about a t-shirt that reads 'Do Me'?" And Lorraine's like, "If it weren't for that t-shirt, I would have never been born."
And that was my
Ew.
first laugh of the episode.
Really? That was my 5th sigh.
So, yeah. Now they're saying, "Hey, are you guys staying for dinner?" And it was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm starved." And then John's asking Lorraine, like, "Oh, what are you making for dinner?" "Excuse me? Do I look like your mother?" He's like, "I don't know. Shake your arm like this." And like does like the wiggle to see if he has like, the underarm fat.
The other arm.
And then he does not get the look that he wants. And he goes, "Great, I'm cooking. How does salad sound?" And then Dave's like, "I'll make the croutons." So then the guys run off right in time for Lorraine's mom to walk back into the shot wearing a dress that is completely exposing her bra, because we find out soon after she's wearing it backwards.
Yeah, that's when I was like, okay.
But
Okay,
I'll
you're
say
trying
this.
too hard.
I could hear
she's
Joe's
annoying.
boner.
I don't think the character's great. Both times she tries something on and she runs back and goes, "Fashion show." I don't know why I thought that was funny.
Yeah, because
It's like-
that's funny. That's funny. Like the
Because it's like a little kid. Like
it's funny, right?
it's something's
Chicken.
exciting about like this older woman being exciting to try on the like fashion show. I don't know, but I don't know why. But I thought that was funny.
Wish an air conditioning unit fell on her.
But when they explain to her that the dress is backwards, she's like, "But if I wear it the other way around, the only skin I'm going to show is on my back, and I want to show my front. That's where the eye candy is."
There was
Can't
not a lot of
argue with
eye
that.
candy.
I don't mean I want to see her eye candy, but like that shirt covered everything, and who wants to see somebody's back?
Well, low cut back dresses are popular. Like that's common.
I
That
know
wasn't-
they're a thing. I just don't get
Yeah.
it.
Listen,
Maybe
there's
I'm not a
I
back
don't know
guy.
if they're as
not
popular
kinks.
with like older ladies who's
Yeah, have you ever met somebody that you get like that? You like boobs, butts. I like Backs.
Oh, you're good back.
Hey, Gordon, are you a back guy? I feel like you could be a back guy.
I'm not a back guy. I'm a back end
No.
guy.
Gordon loves the kneecaps.
Ew.
For those of you just listening, congratulations.
That's going on
So,
YouTube. You just put that boop, boop, boop right on my face.
So we cut back into the kitchen area now, and the guys are about to make their salad, and it's just, is salad the kind of dinner you like? Is salad a dinner?
It can be.
Oh, order a fucking
Salad's
pizza.
not like you're having people over for dinner and making a salad.
It depends what's in the salad.
Yeah, it has to have a protein. It has to have like a good protein, like steak, like a steak Caesar.
Like one of our lazy meals is just make a salad and cut up a rotisserie chicken and
Bag salad
put it on
and
top.
chicken.
Sure, that's like you guys making like quick dinner for yourselves. But if you're like having people over, I feel like that's not a group type of dinner. It's
Do
like,
you like
they
lettuce?
weren't. It's not like they were like, "Hey, let's have people over later."
I know,
and we're gonna
it
make
just- it
salad. It,
feels
was a very
weird.
last minute.
It was a
yeah.
joke about him not knowing how to cook anything.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
This is just poor writing leading to poor scenarios. Like they didn't need to have this conversation or this situation, I guess, happen. It's just stupid.
I do like a good homemade crouton though.
It takes too long.
It's good though.
here's my thing with croutons, right? If I'm eating a salad, homemade croutons are like croutons that you get at like some nice restaurants where they're still a little pliable, like, or whatever, you know what I mean? Because you could like get your fork in them. But anytime I order a salad, like say I go to like insert local house of pizza type place, right? We have our one in town, but all those places. You get a really hard crouton and you get a little plastic fork that can't
You get a
penetrate
very
the
cut up
crouton.
mouth.
Yeah.
And it's near impossible to eat a salad. Like you end up just like trying to shovel a crouton into a bite once you already poked into the lettuce. It's like impossible to eat it.
Oh, you know how many times I've broken fork teeth?
Yeah.
It's trying to spare the fucking
What I do is
crouton.
I fork regularly the salad pieces, like your lettuce, your onion, your tomato, whatever. You throw that in the mouth, and then you scoop up a crouton and toss that in there with it. It's too much work. I agree, but it's doable.
But yeah, salad is a meal.
So
Oh, it's what you
there-
eat before the meal. It's not a meal.
I mean, I've ordered like just a chicken Caesar salad before. Like
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
As a meal.
But you got
If
to have a
there's
protein.
no protein on it, I agree. It's not
a meal. No,
It's a
a course.
it's part of the meal. It's not the meal though.
So you have the two guys in the kitchen and they're getting the salad ready. And John's saying, I can't imagine my mother-in-law at the Grovewood Country Club. Dave goes, man, by tomorrow, that could be the first country club in the nation to ban white people.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Yeah, they go to it a little bit like, I don't know. Again, we get it. But
Can you believe these black people and
Yeah.
white people are interacting? Wow!
Radical.
so they're talking to the girls because the kitchen's not like totally closed off. It's pretty open. It's a small apartment. And they're asking the guys like how his work. And they're like, oh, we got a great job. We're taping a baby being born. And both girls are like, ew. And John's like, am I the only one in the room who thinks this is cool? It's like, you're the only one in Chicago who thinks this is cool.
I doubt that. Chicago's a big city.
Well, that's, I think, the joke. So,
I mean, thinking
then-
it's cool is a stretch, but they should all be happy that they're getting money and not being like, ew, babies, ew.
Yeah, I mean, to
It's like
be
an
fair,
overreaction from everybody.
like I have done sound for some crazy wild stuff. Like I did a gay fashion show once.
Fashion show at lunch.
But yeah, I mean, you take the money.
may I ask, was this fashion show was like specifically advertised as a gay fashion show?
Yes, it was. It was a gay BDSM fashion show where they were kind of walked out like dogs on chains with like the BDSM.
Who are you kidding? You were just attending.
He was chained up.
Yeah, I
You
was
was the
one
dog.
of the models.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That was one. That was a weird one. Easy
What
$100
sound did
though.
you need to record for that? Like, oh.
They needed me to hit play on their iPod.
They couldn't find anyone.
They needed to
He
go
was
through.
already there.
No,
And
no,
he
no, no,
screwed
no.
it up.
No, to be fair,
He hit pause.
when you go to like a bar or any place that has a dedicated sound person, you can't just plug into their sound system whenever you feel like it. You need to pay the sound person. So, in theory, yes, I got there and hit play on someone's iPod and then watched a show and drank a beer.
And then I'm Too Sexy just played on loop for the next
Pretty
hour
much,
and a half.
yeah. That's how it was. And then
Sounds
someone
like
had
a
a
party.
microphone. Someone had a microphone to introduce the brands.
My brand.
But
My
yeah,
brand.
it was a wild and strange thing. I've had some weird ones like that.
So Phyllis is saying, hey, if someone comes in the delivery room with the camera, I start swinging, if it was her baby. She's like, I don't want everyone to see my business. She's like, I'm even covering the baby's eyes when it comes out.
I know most women are paranoid they're going to shit on the table. It's something that does happen. So I would assume that's what would be their fear.
Yeah.
Can you imagine he'd get this thing and then he'd just fucking drop a duke?
I mean, you're pushing really hard.
Yeah, no,
It
I
happens
can
a
imagine.
lot.
I can imagine.
Right.
Thank God it didn't happen because it wouldn't have almost ruined vaginas for me. It would have definitely.
Ferg would have been
So-
attending that show I did sound for.
So, anyways, Lorraine's saying, John, I don't really like the idea of you taping some woman giving birth.
He's not
Is she
fucking her.
like, that's the thing. It's like,
Are you that insecure? Like,
yeah, like, I understand, like, it's kind of weird, but it bothers you just because he's going to be around another woman's parts in that surrounding. Like,
Yeah.
If I was getting paid real greenbacks, I don't think my wife would care. Just saying.
Lorraine cares, and she's like, I always thought the first time you'd experience a birth, you'd be with me. And then John decides, how can I make this worse? And goes, honey, I had sex with a lot of other women before we were married, and I still enjoy it with you.
Yeah, the wrong move.
There's one of those, like, there's that moment where you forget you're watching a TV show, and you're just, like, embarrassed on his behalf. And you go, ooh.
Yeah, the cringe. I hate that.
the secondhand cringe.
Yeah.
And then, luckily, he avoids being murdered because the beeper goes off, like, moments later. And it's like, Dave, come on, we gotta go, the beeper. He's like, John, why don't you go ahead? I'll meet you there later. He's like, come on, baby. He's like, that's right, I'm a baby. Why don't we just Vaseline my head and I'll crawl through the doggy door and we'll tape that. They'll never know the difference.
Why do they need both of them?
Why
It's a single
can't
camera.
they have filmed that? Like,
Hey.
How funny would that be if we had the shot of Dave Chappelle with like a Vaseline head sticking it through a doggy door, making
would be
baby
great.
noises?
That would
Like,
be
It
way
just
better.
Makes me think of Ace Ventura coming out of the rhino's ass.
Yes,
which that rhino is currently up for auction.
it is.
I
Yeah.
saw
I
that.
did see that, yeah.
It's up to last I saw it was only like $4,000 or something like that. Not that that's chump change, but it's like,
I mean, listen,
affordable.
If our listeners want to go to S1E1pod.com and buy some t-shirts,
What would you do with it? Where could you put it? It's the size of an actual rhinoceros.
you guys have yards. Can you imagine coming out and then
My
I'll go in?
Halloween decorations don't survive the weather here. You think a rhino that that was in a great movie? No, it didn't happen.
I'm just saying, there
I will
is
not
applications.
destroy a part of history.
I did see like a little video of it, and it's like part of the tail's made out of foam. Like you couldn't leave it outside; it would get destroyed.
Oh, that's a shame. I thought it was better built.
But the two boys run out, and as soon as they run out, I don't know why they made it so like she couldn't be near the guys. Every time like she leaves the room, the boys come in. Like it's always reversed. But anyways, they leave. Mom comes out here and fashion show, and this time, this time she's like wearing something more appropriate, and this time it's like, oh mother, you look beautiful.
I hated that. That was the worst one.
It was more appropriate. She was covered.
That was an old lady outfit. I
And
did
she's
not
an
like
old
it.
lady.
Yeah, she's an older lady. Well, she's like, I'm not sure about this one. Like, do you think it makes me look easy? They go, not at all. Well, what if I added fishnets? I mean, that joke was super
I knew it was coming too, but holy shit.
You guys fishnet guys?
Like,
No.
do I wear them? No.
You were
My leg
actually,
hair always gets caught in them.
actually,
Yeah.
do you remember? I
Jay
think
always accidentally catches fish.
in the 90s, though, wearing fishnet shirts was a thing.
Yeah.
Like the Hot
Yeah, if you
Topic.
were in 9 Inch Nails.
That's what I'm
Or
saying.
wanted
Though.
to.
Or Right Said Fred. Just picture 8-year-old Gordo wearing a fishnet shirt.
I think you need to get one for our next recording.
I'll look
I'm
in
not
Poland.
fucking going anywhere. Fishnet though.
They call me Baby Danzig.
Instead of tripping over his shoes, he trips over the fishnets and gets caught in the net.
Get me out.
Somehow a fish is slapping me in the face.
It's not fucking funny.
But if you're asking like the aesthetics of someone in fishnets, whatever. I think we talked about like, I think the way you mean it, like, do you find it like sexy or whatever? Like when you asked originally the point of the question.
Sure.
Maybe it wasn't, but that's how I interpreted what you asked. I thought you were asking a logical
I
question.
don't think
Forgive
that's what
me.
he was asking.
So,
I'm just wondering if it's okay for me to wear my fishnets around you.
yeah, go
guys.
ahead. But as far as fishnets, as far as like, is it like sexy? I think that's like, that goes back to like the lingerie debate too, where it's like, yeah, sure it is. But so is just like when you take them off, like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
For me, it's a no. I don't even like nylons.
When we have our 5-year anniversary dinner,
Ferg's like, naked or nothing.
Damn right.
fishnets. I get us all fishnets.
Thanks.
An actual fishnet.
So, next scene, now we're at the hospital and we're in like the delivery room and the girl's about to give birth and we see John and Dave are there and they're like in there, they got like the scrubs on and Dave's still like outside of the room. Like there's like a little pre-room and he's breathing heavy. John goes to check in on him. He's like, how you doing, man? He's like, not better. I'm just getting some fresh air from the vent here. I think I'll be all right. See, I told you hospitals weren't as bad as you thought. And then he goes, whoa, Dave, do you see that? He goes, what? A nurse just went by walking with a big bowl of blood. It was all sloshing around. It was all red and foamy like a plasma cappuccino.
Ew.
Do you guys get queasy?
No.
No, but
Not from blood stuff usually, but if
So,
it was like,
recently I passed out giving blood. That was a new one for me.
like a blood donation or they were doing
No,
blood work?
no. They were doing blood work on me, and they took all 4 vials, and then I looked at the lady, and I went, I don't feel good. And then I passed
Oh,
right
really?
out.
From just that, and they don't like, you give not
not a
as
lot of
much as
blood.
you do like a donation.
I'm just saying, it's the first time, like, I looked at it,
So-
and I was like, ooh, no.
Ironically, I gave blood yesterday. Like it was like nothing.
I don't
Yeah.
get queasy when I see like other, like I don't like gory things, but like it doesn't make me like queasy
No,
sick.
me neither.
But I found out that if it's me, I get queasy because when I cut my finger really bad last year, and in like looking at it, I felt like the tunnel vision coming, like I'm gonna pass out. Luckily, I had the foresight to like just lay down on the floor right there. And like I think I saved myself from passing out, but I never thought that was going to happen to me, and it did.
Funny
My girlfriend,
enough-
on the other hand, her son cut his face pretty bad skateboarding, and as she was trying to deal with it, got wicked queasy and ended up throwing up in the dog bowl because it was the closest thing.
So
That was a shit show.
years ago, I cut my finger really bad, and I was at work. And they sent me off to go like to the local hospital, or they sent like one of my coworkers to drive me. So I ended up needing to get stitches in my finger. And the kid who they sent to go with me was like super squeamish about blood. So he's like, so what happened? So I'm telling him what happened. And as I'm telling him, you can see him go like, as he's driving me, it's like, I'm going to get in a fucking accident. Like, why did you send me with this kid of all kids? Like, but no, it's funny because like I gave blood yesterday, ironically enough, and
Well,
the girl was like trying to find the vein in like my arm, and she's like feeling around, she
no.
can't find it, so she just takes a shot, and she's like, it was almost like she's like, whatever, I might find it. She just sticks the needle in my arm, and nothing comes out.
Actually, I
So
am
we're
squeamish.
You have to know your blood type to give blood. Like
No.
ahead of
No.
time.
You know what
I
sucks?
don't know mine.
They won't tell you either. I've asked, like, anytime I've gone to the doctor and I do blood, I'm like, can I find out what blood type I am? They're like, no, because it's like his whole separate test. And she's like, unless you're pregnant, we're not going to find out. I'm like, what the fuck?
Be like, well, it's the miracle of
How
birth.
dare you assume that I'm not pregnant?
So now the needle's in my arm, and we're both looking at the vial not being full of blood. So now, yeah, keep listening, Gordo. What she does is like, I know, and she just starts moving the needle around while it's in my arm. And at one point, she's like, she jabs something that like her. I'm like, okay. I literally went to her and straight face. I'm like, is there any chance I'm a vampire? And she had to go to the other arm, and I guess that's where all that liquid gold was.
I remember one time I had, I told the nurse, I said, I have thick blood. 'Cause that's what I've always been told. I have thick blood.
Old jelly blood Gordon.
And the lady...
It's just what his mom told him when he was young.
No, because my cuts, they coagulate really quickly. So I told him that. I said, just be aware of that. And I remember they stuck it in my arm, and nothing was coming out, and the lady was like, come on. It was funny.
I thought this was going to have a much better payoff.
Nope, that was it.
So, in review, you told the exact same story Jay just told.
So if you take anything away from this podcast, these people are bad at their jobs.
Yeah.
So now they head into the main room. John keeps doing this stuff to get Dave upset. He's like, "Oh my God, Dave, it's a half-eaten corpse." And then shortly after that, the nurse walks in, and the nurse is played by Amy Hill, who she's been in so much shit.
Yeah, she looks
Funny,
familiar.
she's been in a ton of stuff, but she only stands out as the babysitter from the terrible Cat in a Hat movie, the live-action one, with Mike Myers.
That of all the things, that's the thing
Yeah.
that stands out to you the most.
And she really doesn't speak much. She has a few lines, but she's asleep on the couch for most of the movie. But it's when I saw her, that's all I could think about.
She has a million credits. She's in so much shit.
I guess you're only as good as your worst project.
I would have thought, I think when I see her, the thing that stands out to me the most is 51st Dates. She owns the little diner that they always go to. Yeah, she's someone that
yeah. Okay, that's a good
if you
call,
go
yeah.
on IMDb and you just you'll scroll forever. She's just someone who's just in everything and has been working consistently for a long time. She walks in and she's like, "Oh, how we doing?" It's like, "Oh, we're fine. A little discomfort, breathing very well." And and John's like, "All right, everybody, lights, camera, contractions."
Okay, this was the first time I at least exhaled through my nose aggressively because that was kind of funny.
So at the very least, it's clever.
Now it's okay, now remember, we want you to film everything. We want you to catch the whole experience. And then about a second later, the nurse is like, "Okay, Maureen, I'm going to put the IV in. You might feel a little pinch." And then when she does it, she's like, "Oh, I see a little blood." And then the husband is like, "Blood?" And he's getting squeamish. He's like, "That's okay. We're fine. We're fine." And then passes out. Dave grabs the camera from John and just starts shooting the husband, who's just now dead on the floor. He's like, "There's your daddy."
That was the first laugh of the episode.
I mean, I thought that part was funny.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. This whole scene was done well.
And that got Dave out of his funk being in there too, because he realized, thinking about it now too, so they want the full experience. This is their baby's birth story. He's shooting now as if the baby's gonna watch it. Would you want to watch yourself being born?
No.
Nope.
No.
Because that's your
Not
mom's
even
parts,
a little bit.
You know what I mean?
That's not even something I have to think about.
Yeah.
That's not even
'Cause, when he's shooting, he's
is
like,
that
"Hey, there's
no.
your dad." There's
Yeah.
no way. If I was that kid, I would ever watch that video. There's
Nope.
nothing that could be in that video that would make me want to watch it.
That's the
not
type
even
of
close.
shit weird parents make their kids watch.
Ugh.
Who's watching that?
We went to school with some weird people that I could see doing that.
See, I would think of it as more of a hippie-ish thing.
Yeah.
Nah, hippies wouldn't use video cameras.
What
They're
would
not
they use?
Amish. I think,
Quick,
it's when
Jedediah,
you think
scroll
of
that.
when people do the home, the water births and stuff, and
Yeah.
they have the kiddie pool in the middle of the
Oh.
fucking living room and shit.
Imagine getting rid of that. Where do you put the water? You just dump it in the backyard?
You gotta get a wet vac or something and try to. Ugh. Anyways, so
Placenta just floating around
Yeah.
in there?
Yeah.
so we cut back to the girls and they're still at the apartment and looks like they're about to have a snack-a-palooza. The amount of junk food that those two girls were eating just for a couple hours alone together. I don't know if you guys clocked any of that.
I did not notice that, no.
They
I'm
had
not gonna
so
lie.
many fucking sex.
I zoned in and out through the latter half of this episode and started clock watching, and I fell out a little bit. This show was hard to watch. It was really hard.
So the girls are basically spending the night just waiting for Lorraine's mom to come home from the date. And they're like, "It's after midnight. I got to get these clothes back." This is Phyllis talking. She's like, "Your mom wouldn't spend the whole night with the guy, would she?" Which I feel like even that's like not that crazy of a question. I mean, like it's like, I mean, that's not that weird if she did. It's
No.
like, come on, you really think my mother would do that on her first date with the guy she hardly knows? And then she goes, oh, Phyllis, I'm so sorry. And then right after that, we get the knocking at the door. It's like, oh, thank God. And she goes to open it. And now we see the mom there, but the outfit is ravaged.
This fucking infuriated me. She doesn't even feel bad about it. She ruined
Yeah.
this dress that she got for free from this lady for her date.
Every
so-
minute this
No
lady
remorse.
exists on screen, she becomes more and more irredeemable. She's
Yeah.
the worst television character we've ever dealt with.
Yeah,
I don't
'cause they're
know.
like-
We had aliens in the family.
This is worse.
They're like, what did you do? And she's like, let's just say I put the country back in country club. We come to find out, so this was like an $800 outfit that she had on that was borrowed, but she started hooking up with the groundskeeper of the golf club and just like doing it outside. And now because of it, she looks like she was attacked by a wolf and destroyed the outfit.
Yeah, she rolled through a briar patch.
I thought it was a bramble patch.
I think it was briar patch because it made me think of Splash Mountain.
It was a briar patch.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing that bothered me was, yes, we're talking about like this character.
Those might be the same thing, honestly.
Even when
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
explained to her, it's one of those, she doesn't react. It's like, mother, you
No.
ruined the dress that you borrowed. She's like, oh, I was just having fun. It's like, no, I mean, even when you write characters that are a little more reckless, like she can't be so dumb that she doesn't understand the weight of what she did.
Yeah.
It's like, you probably got this nice lady that helped you out fired. You old bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you got to pay it back. And
I don't know why it really pissed me off.
And I feel
get
like that's
mad
something
about
that,
stuff like that.
well, to
something
put it,
like this, if the show wasn't supposed to be focused on the two guys, which I've, like, again, I feel like they didn't do enough work to make the show really focused on them. The idea of like, that would be like, if the show is about the two girls, that's the story of a whole episode. Mom ruins the dress. We need to resolve the issue. You know what I mean? Like, that's a whole thing. But this is just like a quick blurb like, hey, mom borrowed a dress and she ruined it. That's it. There's
what
not
year
much
did
to
this
it.
come out?
96.
96.
96. That would have been a $1,600 dress in today's money.
But even now, even in today's world, if you ruined an $800 dress, I'd be like, what the fuck? You know, like without inflation, that's still like a good amount of money for something that you borrowed from somebody.
Because you had to fucking bang the groundskeeper.
Bang ol' Roy.
Could have taken your giant blazer off to bang him in the briar patch. But no, you kept it on and ruined it.
But also,
Dumb
well,
bitch.
in fairness, if you're like the type to hook up in a briar patch, you're probably not be like, oh, one moment, and like take off and fold it, like put it off to this, just a neat pile of folded clothing next to where you're having sex outside.
Hate to see what those borrowed underwear looks like.
Well, those were gifts. He gets to keep the underwear. Those are probably still at the golf club. We cut back to the labor room. Girl's giving birth. Well, she's starting to give, like, we're getting deeper into it. The nurse is coaching her along. There's like oh, Gina, I need a sound check real quick. And like Dave like drops the boom mic close to her as she's like screaming and like screams right into the boom mic. And like, you know, he jolts from it. I mean, it was a silly joke.
That
but
was that was
the
funny. His
visual was
reaction to like getting his ears blown out was
Yeah.
kind of funny.
And then John has the camera. It's like, Gina, you're screwing up the shot a little bit. Can you like put your arm down? It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Can you come a little closer? And like grabs the camera and shoves it. It's like, hey, you asked for this.
Yeah.
But I guess like now that she's really in it and she's feeling like the pain of giving labor, I guess like all hell is breaking loose. The nurse is like, oh, Dave, come here. Hold her hand. And now she's like having her contractions and like vice grips him and like is screaming.
Can't imagine the pain. Knocked
You ever
me
see
out.
those videos on YouTube where they have like guys put on like
Oh yeah, like
those
well,
like electrodes on them? Like, this is
yeah.
what giving birth feels like.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with them wearing the pregnancy suits and having to walk around. 'Cause I've
Oh
seen
no, not
those.
those. You ever see though when they clip like the like
the
around the
contractions?
pelvic area and like they shoot like electricity at them
No.
to emulate contractions?
Yeah, you know,
Oh,
like they like contract the muscles through
Like the things
electricity.
people wear on their
Yeah, rib abs.
abs, yeah.
Yeah, it's that, but like a higher voltage. That
On your
can
balls?
simulate- No,
no, like in the pelvic area.
What? Girls don't have balls.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it's a similar pain.
So you get the shock, and then someone kicks Ferg in the nuts.
I think
Give
it's
me
shock
back
to
my
the nuts.
purse.
I don't need the kick.
I don't know what would be worse, getting shocked in the nuts or getting kicked in the nuts.
Getting shocked in the nuts.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Although, I don't know. I've never been shocked in the nuts. I have been kicked in the nuts.
I'm not sure. I feel like getting shocked in the nuts, you might get a little numbness, though.
Yeah, I can't say for sure.
All right, we got to test this. Somebody
Only one
tase
way to
Gordo
find out.
in the
Yeah.
nuts.
I'll take one for the team.
Yeah, so right around this point, the doctor walks in, and funny enough, it was actually Dr. Huxtable. This was a double spinoff. This was the Cosby Show and Home Improvement spinoff show. No, but
wish.
yeah, the doctor walks in and asks Gina how she's doing. It's like, oh, I just checked in on your husband. They're finishing up the stitches. Don't worry, he's resting comfortably. So now while all this is going on, and he wanted to be there for the whole process, now he's recovering with stitches in his head.
Well, thank God they're recording it now.
One of the other funny lines is, while he's down, can you give him a vasectomy, please? Is what the wife says, which I thought was actually kind of funny.
So now it's like, all right, Gina, I think we're ready for you to push. They're like, okay, you're going to want to get this on tape. The baby's head's starting to crown. John goes over, he's like, oh, all right, thanks. He's like, so by crown, does that mean? And he goes, oh my God, no wonder why he's screaming. While this is all happening now and the two guys are staring at her giving birth, we're getting role reversal, right? So now John is starting to get queasy and he leaves. And then Dave grabs the camera and he starts recording because now Dave is actually like fascinated and captivated by the miracle of birth. So now that he's witnessing it, like it's no longer a disgusting thing to him. He's seeing it like for, the bigger picture, what it is. So it's
that's
a
not
complete
how I
flip.
took it. I took it as he was enjoying his pain after he tortured him the whole time.
No, because he was like going on about, because even like afterwards, like after this moment, he was still very into like, oh, you wouldn't believe it. Like he was all about it. I'm sure he found joy in John flipping and getting queasy, but the way I took it was he was like excited by the reality, like the birth, the reality of what was happening. So
maybe it's because I always assumed Dave Chappelle's being sarcastic.
Yeah. So the baby comes out. It's like, here it comes. I think you've got yourself a boy. And Dave's like, oh, wow, definitely a boy. That's a major league boy right there. And they go, that's the umbilical cord.
I saw this joke coming too, but it was still kind of funny.
Yeah. No,
That's a Simpsons joke. I don't know which came first, but it's a boy. And what a boy. That's the umbilical cord.
and after that, we cut to like later on and we have Dave at like the production office area they have with John and his dad and the girls are there. And he's talking to them about it. He's like, and just seeing that baby, hearing its first cries, I'm telling you, like, I have never been closer to God than I was in that moment. It's like, Dad, when you missed my birth, you missed the event of a lifetime. He goes, son, when I missed the first 2 hours of Roots, I missed the event of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Classic Shaft.
Roots was a gigantic television event.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were too young to know the scope of it, but huge. And then Lorraine heads over to John. And she's like, hey, baby, you want a bite of this? He's like, no way. I can't even watch jelly coming out of a donut. He's still ruined by what happened.
So this show should have ended with they went through all this for nothing because all their profits from doing all that has to go towards paying for the dress that Lorraine's mother ruined.
Yeah.
Well, their half, not Dave's half.
They're a team.
They call everyone together and they're going to pop the tape in, which I feel like, can you do that?
Is weird.
Yeah.
That is weird.
They're editing
Why
it,
would they
aren't
want to
they?
watch it?
Hey, if I'm the couple that hired them to do the video, I understand they're letting them in the room and they're going to see some intimate parts of the wife.
Yeah, you don't invite other strangers.
But you can't show this video to whoever you want.
Yeah.
It's like that's a fucking legitimate fear. It's like I used to worry about giving like photos to CVS because I thought they'd judge me.
Gordo, remember before you got married, you had the photographer do those artsy nude photos for you to give to your wife?
Yes.
Imagine if he showed those photos to all of his friends.
Well, they would be considered very lucky.
This is me as a bondage dog.
Rough. Yeah.
Well, anyway, so yeah, they pop the tape in and everyone starts watching. About 2 seconds in, Dave's dad takes off. He's like, that's it. I'm out of here. And you have Phyllis saying, Dave, from now on, you and I are just going to be friends. Dave's like, oh, I wish I could describe what it was like holding that little baby. It was awesome. You're right, John. Birth is more amazing than Velcro. He goes, John? And then they turn around and John's passed out on the ground. And they all head over to try to like revive him. And while they're down there, Dave's like, oh, Lorraine, you're right. He does have stinky breath.
What a payoff.
Yeah, while they're down there trying to like revive him, the camera pans over to the TV So like you're watching the birth video, but now that the baby's out and you just see like the mom holding the baby, handing it to Dave. And then Dave walks over to the camera with the baby. Like this is, again, the birth video. So a little Daveception. And he's like, oh, you're a star, kid.
The end.
And that was the end.
No, there was a final scene. That's the logical ending. But this is like, but it was the ending to the regular episode. Like with a lot of these shows, especially this era, and still now, there's always the like credit type of last scene.
So I question if this extra one was part of the next episode and it got attached, but I quickly realized it was not.
So yeah, we have this last scene. We have like Lorraine's mom like handing over like $200 to John. So like, hey, give this to Dave. This is going to be towards that that money that we owe Phyllis. It was like $200. Like, who'd you weasel $200 out of? Did you fall down at another shopping mall? It's like, no, I sold an ashtray that once belonged to the king, Elvis Aaron Presley. It's like, how do you get an ashtray from Elvis? Well, let's just say my Graceland tour guide wasn't watching her group very well. Bye, boys.
So she stole Elvis's ashtray.
Also, the joke would have been funnier if she just banged Elvis because she's old.
Yeah. I thought that's where it was going to go.
Yeah. So she leaves with her daughter and leaves just the two guys. Now Dave's like, oh, I'll feel a lot better once this birth tape is edited and out of here. And then Dave's like, you want to see something really gross? No. He's like, watch what happens when you run the tape backwards. And that's like the actual close. I don't know. I feel like the whole I don't know. I feel like this is a weird. Well, listen, the whole episode's weird. This is just one of those. I don't want to like rant on and on because we talked about the episode plenty enough. But you just look at this show and you look at where it came from and the bones of it. We talked about it a little bit in the beginning, but what this show I think was intended to be versus what it became, and just this like this neutered, rushed version.
Okay. Now that we've discussed it, do you really think the absence of
Jim Breuer
would have really made the difference?
Because
I don't.
I think it would have helped the show, but I think the problem is not just the fact that they changed out the character. I think it would have been funnier with Jim Breuer. I think his take on that character would have been a lot funnier. But yeah, the writing still needed work. We have seen in the past shows with bad writing that work because the acting was too good. And the chemistry was too good that we could get past it.
Yeah.
We've also seen cases where even with the best actors, the writing was so shitty that it couldn't be saved. We've also seen good writing save bad performances. At this point, we've done a ton of episodes. We've seen every variation.
We've seen it all.
But I truly believe if it was the same exact script, no. Like, I think this episode was just too bland, not funny enough. The jokes were all generic. You would hope that if they had a little influence or a little push, and maybe they were too young to really be able to be involved. But the bones of the show, just like these two guys and their girlfriends, like the show could work, but no, Jim Breuer alone would not have saved the show.
Yeah,
it's just like Dave Chappelle's one of the funniest comedians on the planet, but it's Dave Chappelle doing sitcom humor. It's just not meant for him.
And let's not forget that unless through the butterfly effect casting changes, this grandmother or this mother still takes a nuclear shit on this show.
This is not what this show should have been at all. Like I said, just the way it's formatted, just the way they made her too big of a character. And I don't know, like the show's called Buddies, but it's an ensemble cast where, and it's not to say like, I don't want girls in this episode, but it's like the way that we met these characters and to just name the show Buddies, you would think it was going to be primarily focused around them. But it's not.
It's buddies, but it's two guys with no chemistry.
Yeah. But the story about the dress was just as big as the Burt story. It took up the same amount of episode.
Yeah.
So I feel like the show's not based on just the two guys.
I wonder if when they replaced Jim Breuer, they had to put two episodes together and this was another plot or something like that.
It's tough to say because there was a pilot, I guess, that happened before. And I don't even, maybe Jim Breuer is in the pilot. I don't know. There's not a ton of information, obviously, on these shows when they're like this.
Did this get a DVD release? Or
no.
anything?
Well, no. I think there's enough episodes out that there's a DVD that's out, but I don't know if it was an official release or if someone came out with it. It's like just Dave Chappelle on the cover, and it's like the show Dave Chappelle didn't want you to see.
Yeah.
So someone might have, if someone had the licensing rights, I could see them pushing it out just because Dave Chappelle got so popular.
I could see
If
This
that.
would have been like
if it was an official release DVD, it might have the episode with Jim
It
Breuer, but
it might be like a $5 like Walmart bin type of
Yeah, for
DVD.
sure.
Listen, yeah, we'll do the green light or cancel in a second, but I don't know, like the concept, it was so cool in theory. You hear about this Home Improvement spinoff starring Dave Chappelle. Sounds awesome. They should have brought the writers in, they should have brought the Home Improvement, like some of that staff over to give it at least some of the creativity, the feel, like.
at least give us a Tim Taylor cameo or something.
Yeah, there's nothing
Tim
about this
Allen.
felt like it was Home Improvement.
That's another good point because a lot of these shows, when you do these, we've seen before, like.
This thing is so barely a spinoff, though. Like,
Yeah, I know, but
I don't
sometimes you
know.
just use it to give a show a push, especially back then. Remember, like, when networks would just, hey, throw Urkel on the show just to give it a boost
Give
to
him
help
an
the
Urkel.
network. You know what I mean? So they would do things like that. Remember, like, Mr. Cooper, they had the little opening scene with Alan Thicke to just be like, hey, you're the new guy living in the house. Maybe they needed a little get some eyes on the product type of stuff like that. I don't think it would have saved the episode.
It would not have saved the episode. It would have made it
But it just
weirder.
seemed like you have this built-in interest with not with the Dave Chappelle part. Obviously, it's too early to really know. Like, he's not a star yet. But the Home Improvement spinoff part alone, you would think this isn't even like a true backdoor pilot. It was a reverse backdoor pilot because they didn't put them in the episode with the intention of giving them a show.
if
They were in an episode randomly and decided like, oh, there's something here.
if maybe the person giving birth was Heidi, that could have been interesting. Like, I don't think they were going to get Tim Allen or Al Borland.
Well, if they're linked to the network, they easily could get them. But you also can't just randomly have Heidi give birth and not address that on another show. Like,
It would have made more sense.
but
You
yeah,
think she keeps the baby in her giant tits? Like,
It would have been a better angle for the wife to not want him to go and film it.
yeah, I mean, listen,
I'm
the list is
grasping
very
here.
long of things that could make this show better. But the list of things that actually made this show good is very short.
yeah. So with that being said, might as well get into the green light or cancel. Joe's not here. He has not texted us from the bathroom with his result yet, but it will be.
He also said he
represented.
didn't have his phone charger. His phone
Yeah.
might be dead, so.
So it will be represented again. S1E1 Pod is where you can find all of our stuff. There'll be a graphic later in the week that'll give you the final score. I don't think there's going to be a tiebreaker where Joe's vote's going to matter.
if he
we'll go
greenlights the
around.
show, he's off the fucking podcast.
He's at least suspended.
I'm locking
Yeah, but
him in
to
the
go
bathroom.
around- yeah, we'll do the green light or cancel. Gordon, I'm going to start with you.
Cancel. It's just dog shit. It was, you know what? If the woman had pooted while she was giving birth, it might have saved this, but she didn't. No farts, no humor. You can't have a sitcom without the calm part. Cancel.
Nick.
Cancel. Really hard to watch. Clock watched a lot. It dragged. Dave Chappelle, obviously great. I don't think so in this. I think he's one of the better characters, but that's not saying much. The writing is terrible. I think the entire synopsis is stupid and hollow. There's nothing to this. It was a very it seemed like a very lazy, and this is understanding that this was supposed to be made with Jim Breuer. This is a very lazy attempt at trying to have a good sitcom. You need to put work and time into a good sitcom, and that neither of those things were part of the equation for this show. It's an awful, awful show. One of the worst I think we've covered in a long time. I'm not going to say overall. It's not like Mount Rushmore bad, but this was really bad. Easy cancel.
Ferg.
Man, if only we watched this before Quick Draw, it may have gotten the green light in comparison. But this is an easy cancel for me. It's not the worst show we've ever covered because we've covered some stinkers, but it's up there. It's a top 10 stinker right there. It's the chemistry of Dave Chappelle and Jim Breuer being taken away was very obvious to see. Like, something was missing from this show. It's poorly written. I don't think I've ever watched The Clock worse than I have with this show. I checked at one point thinking, oh, did we watch a 40-minute pilot? And it was at 1 minutes. I was like, oh my God. I didn't like anything about this. I hated the fucking mother. And there's examples of characters like her that can be done well. Like an example, the mother from George Lopez. She's a awful human being, but she has redemption. And you like her like evil ways. This cat, something about this lady. It was just like, I wanted her to fucking die. So it is a cancel for me.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you guys. It's a cancel. Ferg, I think that is an interesting point because we do have this mother who they didn't even give us a shred of anything likable to cling on to with her. And I don't think you're supposed to fucking hate her guts, but they gave you nothing. But yeah, no, this show is like such a disappointment in that like obviously it didn't last. So that's a big red flag, right? It only has a few episodes. But we've seen so many shows that were decent that got canceled early. And I just figured there were so many pieces that made it interesting that like this might be good and just didn't catch the right eyes. No, it was put together really sloppy and the writing wasn't good. It was just going in 50 different directions. It just didn't do what it was supposed to do. And I think like the idea of like a real buddy sitcom, that's not the vibe this gets. When I think of a show called Buddies that's based on the chemistry of two guys, and again, can't harp on it a million times, but you took one of them out. But anyways, even without that, the show should have been based around the friendship of two. They should have just been like, the two of them should have been roommates and their girlfriends could have been like side parts of it. But it was like, one's married, the other one's with his girl all the time. Like it's never just the two guys. It just didn't work. You know, this wasn't a show that you could tweak with one or two little things. This needed a complete rework. And it's just weird to think that they thought Jim Breuer was the whole problem because there's so many problems.
Yeah, he was not.
No.
So with that being said, that's 0 out of 4 with the potential of 0 out of 5, depending on how Joe votes for this one. I want to thank all you guys for listening. Go to S1E1pod.com. That's where you can find all the links to where you can find all of our stuff. Rate, review, subscribe, do all that. Shoot us a message, hit us up, let us know shows you want us to cover. We love talking to you guys. Other weird, quick shows that didn't last long. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. We like covering them all. So if there's one like that you could think of that we may not have gotten to yet, let us know. Maybe we'll do it. But I want to thank you guys again. We'll catch you next week with another new episode. Until then, thank you. Goodbye.
I think we got the best. No. There's nothing.
I think we got the best fishnets.
No, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. I think we got the best fish.